Hi guys, welcome back to the Mina Does Art Stuff YouTube channel. My name is Mina and on this channel we do art stuff. Today we are continuing with my beginner watercolor series, sort of testing out some student grade and beginner entry level sort of watercolor sets. And I started this last year, it's now 2022, and I kind of ended up having to take a break when I got pregnant and everything kind of halted, but now I'm back. So first up, this time we're going to be looking at the Sonnet Studio Watercolors by Nevskaya Palitra or White Knight, St. Petersburg paints. This particular set is the 21 colour set that comes in a yellow tin. You can get various sets in different numbers in like cardboard boxes and tins and all sorts, so you can definitely look around. I will leave a link for this one in the description box below. And also, before we jump in and before I forget, if you enjoyed this video and enjoy videos like this, please make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, leave me a comment, all those good things. It really helps the channel out with the algorithm and stuff, and I would massively appreciate it. Anyway, this is the set. It comes in this lovely bright yellow tin. When you open it up, you have your 4 mixing areas at the top. So this particular set comes with mixing areas, so you don't have to worry about a separate palette. It has this plastic overlay which has all the color names and numbers and all the other information on here. It includes light fast information, and the color names it doesn't include pigment information, which what I was able to find on the website. And this is what the pans look like. Interestingly enough, the green one is kind of, this one here, this is what they call their sap green. It's kind of bulging. I'm not sure if that's normal or not. It was like that when I ordered it. And I got my set from Arte Miranda in Spain. I know you can find this in a few other places, and if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, I think Jackson's might sell it. If they do, I'll have a link for Jackson's below. Otherwise, I'll also include a link for Arte Miranda, and if I can find it anywhere else as well. But that's the set. We're gonna swatch it out. I'll do some color mixes, some dispersion tests, and then we will come back at the end and have a little bit of a chat about my thoughts on this set and what I think. Alright, so now the swatches are all dry. I thought I'd come back and share some thoughts with you. First things first, going through the colour selection, you've got a really nice sort of selection of colours here. The only thing I will say, based on their own light fast ratings, the two violets that they include are 1-star light fastness. The orange is also 1 star. Other than that, most of the yellows, so the yellow medium, yellow deep, gold ochre and red light, carmine and madder lake, those are all 2 stars. So a lot of the yellows and reds are just 2-star light fastness. The green deep has 2 stars, and then everything else has 3 stars light fastness. So it's a fairly light fast palette, and to be fair, as a beginner, I don't think light fastness is necessarily, or should necessarily, be your biggest concern, because if you're a beginner, you're probably not going to be selling your work. Most of your initial work is probably going to be in sketchbooks or just for practice, so light fastness doesn't really factor in that much. And some people just don't care about light fastness, but I feel like if you're going to be selling your work, then light fastness is probably something you should be considering. So I think at a beginner level, it's not the most important thing, but if at some point you want to start selling your work, you want to know the light fastness of the paints that you're using so you can make those decisions about what you're using. So I'd say the paints are very pigmented. They re-wet very easily. It just took a couple of brush strokes to activate the paints and get really rich pigments onto the paper, and you can see they've dried really bright and pigmented. We've done our cool color wheel, so I used the Hansa Lemon, the Carmine and the Azure colors to mix this wheel. And then for the warm color wheel, I used Yellow Medium, Red Light and Ultramarine. And then I did a bit of a dispersion test. These paints actually move fairly well in wet washes, which I was surprised by, because the White Nights paints typically don't move that much in wet water. They're not considered high flow, and I wouldn't say these are high flow. I'd say they're more medium flow. So it's a nice sort of amount of flow for a beginner, I think, to handle. And then down here we've done our usual swatches. So I did Azure mixed with Yellow Medium, so a cool blue mixed with a warm yellow to get some nice natural looking greens. Then I did the classic Ultramarine and Burnt Sienna to get some nice sort of muted grey tones. Then I did Yellow Medium with Violet Deep to get some nice sort of neutralized colors. And then we did Emerald Green and Carmine and got some nice really rich darks, almost like black colors. So these will be really nice darks. And then we did Carmine and Ultramarine to get some nice sort of purpley pink mixtures there as well. Overall, this is a 21 color set. 18 of these 21 colors are single pigments and 2 are double pigments, and only 1 is a triple pigment, and that one is the gold ochre. So I think in terms of a beginner set, having mostly single pigment colors means you're going to have an easier time with mixing and getting clean mixes without your mixes getting muddy. So from that perspective, I'd say this is a really good sort of beginner set. I also really like the tin that it comes in, although the actual palette part is really wobbly in the tin itself, which is a bit annoying, but you can always put a bit of blue tack underneath and sort of stabilize it a little bit. And I think this is a great set to start with, and because it's in a metal tin, you can easily change out the colors and swap in different brands, etc. As you go on with your art journey, you can upgrade your paints and replace colors as you use them up or as you want to upgrade them, etc. I will say the white and black, in my opinion, for a beginner palette are a little bit, how should I say, useless. The white is not opaque at all, so it's kind of useless as a white. And black, it's fine as a black, but I personally would have preferred something like a Payne's grey or something in the palette instead. Sorry for any background noise if you can hear it. Okay, So of course my husband would decide to start hoovering now. Anyway, I think I've pretty much said everything I was going to say about this set. So yeah, let me know what you think. Have you tried the Sonnet watercolors? What do you think about them? I think they're actually pretty good. I definitely think the White Knights are a step above, which is to be expected because that is their artist grade line. And the White Knights paints themselves are fairly affordable. So I'd say, personally, unless you really want the tin, which in my case I really wanted the tin as well, you know, unless you really want the tin, I would say probably spend a little bit more and go for the White Knights paints. And I'm planning on doing a video at some point in the future, not immediately, but at some point in the future, talking a bit more in depth about the White Knight paints, my sort of recommendations for which pigments to get, and the different like palette options you have and stuff like that. So that's something I'm planning to do in the future. But for now, I'd say this is definitely a really good, affordable entry-level set. I think you can get this tin of paints for around 20 to 30 pounds roughly. I can't remember how much I paid. I definitely didn't pay that much more than 20 pounds for it. I'm pretty sure it was around the 20 pound mark. So at that sort of price, it's, you know, about £1 a pan. It's really good, affordable, good quality paint for the price. And yeah, I mean, I feel like some of their colour selections could have been better, but overall you've got a nice range of colours there and really good options for mixing as well. And the thing that I like about it is the green deep, that PG8 is a really nice natural looking green that you can use straight out the pan. Ignore this really bright part, the sap green kind of bled into it a little bit there. But I feel like that's a really nice green to have on your palette, even though they rate that as 2-star light fastness. I've not actually had any issues with that particular pigment fading. But anyway, that's neither here nor there right now. That's that. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel for more, and I will be back soon. Alright, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!